Hey, hi, hello, and how's it going? Those are the 4 H's of properly starting a conversation. And today I would like to have a conversation with our audience. Candid, direct, straightforward, and true. It's me, Andrew. That's my rhyme. And now we'll make time for Jackson and Kaya, your other co-hosts. This is the official podcast, the show where we start every episode with the classic catchphrase, take it out, Jackson. Start us off. You got it. Go, Jackson.
I want to start this episode by making a public admission. People already notice it in the video. I'm wearing my girlfriend's headphones. These aren't my real headphones. My headphones broke this morning. They're kind of like for you guys. You don't see it. It's pretty obvious. These are like giant white gamer girl headphones.
So, you insecure or something?
Doesn't have the cat ears.
Before people start commenting on it, I just want to say it's not mine. I don't wear them.
What brand? Wait, I want to see.
Are they the Razer Cat RGB gamer headphones?
No, they're not the cat ones.
What are they?
They're just like really white Corsair headphones. You know, like the typical gamer headphones.
That's fine. What's the problem? What's the issue?
It's just not what I usually wear. I just want to make sure. I just want people
Jackson,
to be aware.
I rotate sunglasses every episode every now and then just to throw people off. Come on, man. It's not a big deal. Who cares?
It's a big deal.
Yeah, I thought
it's a
you
big
might
deal to me.
Called out because they have like pom-poms or like cat ears attached.
No.
Yeah.
Who cares if they're white? What do you have against white technology?
Yeah. That's
really
a better
weird.
question. Are you uncomfortable wearing white, Jackson? Do you want to explain that?
What do you have against white?
On my head, yeah. Everywhere else, I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm. So the whites got in your head, and now you're just uncomfortable. I see.
Would you be fine wearing ultra white glasses, like very like vibrant white?
Hang on one second. I am putting them on right now on camera.
He's got them. Goddammit!
I literally do in my desk drawer here. Nope. Hang on.
But they're so like over the top and like
hang on.
eye catching. That's my issue with white
I gotta find them
as an accessory.
There we go. I'm holding them up to the camera to make you look extremely fucking stupid.
Well, I already look stupid because I'm wearing white headphones. But don't you feel don't you feel like it's too eye catching? I prefer like my clothes and stuff to be like just not eye catching.
So I will say, video watchers, I just put on the white. I literally tactically reloaded my glasses while you were talking. I'm now wearing the white pair for the rest of the episode in solidarity.
He's dual wielding them.
I'm dual wielding. But I will say I see your point. I see your point with clothes. I hate wearing white t-shirts, white shorts, white socks, white pants. I almost never wear white, and it's because I'm so afraid of getting spills and stains on them.
Yeah,
and you can just see it all day. I can't stand that shit.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm with you on that.
Do you have a
but we're not talking about shirts. No.
White cars,
like white things don't look bad. It just if there's so much as a little fingerprint smudge on it, you immediately see it's much clearer.
Yeah,
which is the only issue to me.
I like white for like appliances, if that matters to you guys, like kitchen appliances and stuff.
Black can do that though, man, and that's when it pisses me off. Like I got a new guitar and it's black and it has a gloss body.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking like, oh, okay, it's black. So if there's like little blemishes or I like beat it up while playing it, no one will notice. But man, that thing is a fucking fingerprint magnet. And in any form of light, you can just see all the disgusting finger grease all over it. It fucking sucks.
Which makes you feel self-conscious because it makes you feel dirty even if you just wash your hands. Because it's just natural to have some oil on your hands, just naturally from your skin. But you know, if you have like a laptop that doesn't have a good touchpad or whatever, and you just look at it and it's all smudged up and like oily looking. You're like, what the fuck? I just washed my hands. How did this?
Or your screen.
And like a car can do the same thing. There's all sorts of shit. Your screen is another good one. I've been reading a lot of manga on my phone again just to pass time. And where I swipe the pages will always get this big thumbprint grease mark. And it's like I have to see it on the pages of the manga because it's on my phone screen and it fucking
you feel like a disgusting, like unwashed beast.
Yeah. It sucks. I hate it.
Are you Chris Chan? Fuck. It makes you feel like a damn slug. And it is so gross. And you constantly have to keep wiping it with like alcohol wipes and shit. It's like a losing battle. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're apologizing for white headphones again. Just to loop it
I'm
back.
not apologizing. I didn't apologize. I can apologize if you want me to.
No. Can you get like a bow tie, like a pink tie bow that you could put on it?
No, but I'm also wearing her bra and her panties, if that makes any difference.
Okay, well that explains it better.
Nothing wrong with that,
gamer
Jackson.
socks.
Come on.
Yeah, it's just me sitting here.
She's got the MLG
The headphones are what I point to
panties,
when I'm sitting here wearing her panties and
the
stuff.
RGB underwire, the fucking USB lace. We've seen them advertised. It's good stuff.
All right, let's bear it all in that case. Jackson, is there a girlfriend to begin with? All these years have you been lying?
I hope so. I've got severe gas poisoning or whatever it's called, CO poisoning. Just imagine my entire life.
You own a
gas
cat
leak.
as well. You got that brain plasmosis going on.
I mean, I met both of you in 2018, but now that I think about it, I don't know if it was just you running in and out of the room in different clothing.
Wearing a wig.
The
She
guys
looked
were distracting
suspiciously
me.
like you and sounded like this whenever she talked. It was really off-putting. I just didn't want to say anything and be rude.
How fucking crazy would that be if a friend you've known for like 10 plus years, you found out their entire life was a lie and they'd been lying about having a girlfriend and stuff, and you've met the girlfriend?
Oh, yeah.
Like that would break my reality.
Like a hired.
Yeah, I'd be like, what
yeah,
the
you
fuck?
just hired
Finally go to
somebody.
their house after all these years and all the photos are just them photoshopped next to themselves and all this shit.
I'd be creeped out, but like, why?
Yeah, like
I mean-
what was the game? It didn't matter
Yeah,
that
who
much.
do you work for?
What if it was just
Yeah,
to
I mean-
fuck with you? Like purely no reason other than to fuck with you specifically. They don't tell anyone else
That's a
that,
lot
just
of
you.
effort.
I know.
That is a creepy level of effort for 10 plus years. 10 plus years of your life on a prank.
That sounds like Kaya to me. That just sounds like
It
Kaya's
does sound
Sunday.
like that, yeah.
Yeah,
I was actually thinking that
maybe I'm
too.
not even married. Who knows?
Not even Turkish. Your name is John Stetson. You've been hanging out just regularly in Dakota
Oh.
this whole time.
Has
Ooh.
anyone ever lied to you guys about having a girlfriend or a significant other?
Other than like in
Hmm.
grade school? I don't think so.
No, even
Oh,
in
yes,
grade school.
actually.
Even in grade school, I
Yeah.
don't think that happened much for me.
Well, yeah, as a kid, that happens all the time. Yeah, man, totally. I have a girlfriend.
I think there's people I've
I
met.
have sex.
I think there's people I've met who are lying to themselves about having a girlfriend. Ooh, got 'em. You know who you are.
Hmm.
It's about
Wait, is
the
it
best
me?
I got, I think.
It probably is a phenomenon online. It has to
Did,
be because more and more young men
Kai
are
cut out them?
lonely now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you actually have like 25-year-olds who've never had a girlfriend, a lot of them, but I don't think they lie much about it.
I think
Yeah,
Is it me
that's
see,
cutting out, or
what you
one
see
of you
commonly from people I talk to and things I see on the internet is you get guys who finally get some sort of an in, some little foot in the door, like, oh, you know, she talked to me at the supermarket, or oh, I ran into her after class and we had a convo, and they're immediately going, well, you know, we're on a date and she's gonna be my girlfriend, and everything's gonna be good, and here's my 500-point plan to get in bed with her, and it's like, you need to take a breath and slow your roll, champ. That's a lot.
We were on a date in like the fucking like cereal aisle in Walmart.
They just get
It's a
ahead of
bit good.
themselves.
it's a bit it's a bit concerning how like for some dudes getting a girlfriend is literally the entire life goal of like when you're early 20s and stuff, when you barely
Yeah.
know yourself.
I think that shit's sad for anyone. I think that a partner should always add to your life and never
Yeah.
be the end goal. You know, you should always have your own self-fulfillment outside of another person at all times. Otherwise, what
It
kind of
should be
life are
a-
you living?
It should be like a puzzle piece that completes the picture instead of you trying to
Yeah.
jam it into a picture that doesn't make sense.
You
basically.
have a whole jigsaw puzzle, and you can tell what it is, but it would be perfect with that one little corner, those few pieces over there. It shouldn't be you don't even know what you're making, and you expect another person to solve it for you. And there's way too many people like that. They want to solve their problems by not being lonely. But that's not how it works.
Yeah. The easiest way to fix being lonely is to be happy with yourself.
100%. 110%.
I see that a lot though. I see like these relationships where it's clearly like just out of desperation / loneliness, and people are willing to put up with anything in those conditions. Like,
And yeah, and you can always figure it out too. There's a really easy test. It's if you're talking to them and you start asking about their partner and they kind of just like rattle it off and then want to change the subject. They're like, oh yeah, they're nice. They're great. Oh, hey, did you watch this anime or what the fuck ever? It's like, yeah, you have a lot to say about them, don't you? There's a lot of love.
yeah, you should want to gush about your significant other.
Yeah, exactly.
Kaya.
Jackson's a little upset because I'm a little furtive with what I tell him.
Yeah. I mean, I know your wife. I know your wife.
Oh.
Well, there you go. She exists.
They're like,
Yeah, but like, why don't you want to? Actually, he does gush about her. It is actually pretty cute in private.
Oh.
He does gush.
Oh.
Why don't I do what?
I was gonna say, why don't you like gush about her more? But then I thought about it, and you actually do. It's very cute.
Yeah, in private, in public, I've just been so turned off by.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how the internet sphere is. You know why? It's very. You know,
Here, make it wholesome.
Everyone.
Make it wholesome. The audience knows you have a wife. You don't have to get too in detail, but name something about her you like.
Ooh.
Just a nice little thing that you could tell the folks at home that she does.
Literally everything that is so difficult to just like pick one thing, because the one thing I like is just a long time ago, I told you guys I was still living in Hamburg, I think. A long time ago on the show, I said something. You guys know that feeling when you're little and you have a sleepover with your friend and you have fun all night, but then you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, you're still here? Like, go away,
Yeah,
you know?
in a way, yeah.
Right. And I always thought, you know, one day you're going to, like, you have the right woman when you wake up the next day and you are happy to wake up next to them. And that's just still how I feel almost 2 years after being married. Is every day I'm happy when she comes home and every day I'm happy when I get to wake up next to her. And
You're like a dog.
In 2 years. I really am. Yeah, I mean, she often says I have big dog energy. But it is that of never getting sick of just seeing them again.
Oh, I'm getting misty-eyed here. You can't see it, but I am. Oh, that's so cute, Kaya.
Well, the thing is, you know, to also throw it back to Jackson, he also sometimes gushes about his girlfriend. And from what, you know, from the little that we do talk about our relationships, yours also seems to be wholesome. And the thing is, the funny thing is, Jackson and I always send back each other Reddit threads from those like relationship subreddits. And it's almost always the most alien shit to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's always like, reading about fucking Martians or something where people squabble about, well, you know, yesterday I paid for a $2 hot dog and today he refused to give it back to me. It's like, what the weirdest
like
fucking
you
fights
clearly,
people have.
if you're going to, I'm sorry, but if you go to Reddit for relationship advice, just give up, just stop.
Yeah.
Like, cut the relationship off. It's already at like DEFCON 20 or whatever. If you're going to Reddit for relationship advice, the relationship has no hope of existing because you should be an adult. You should be able to figure out. Like no relationship is that complicated where you need to solicit the advice of random people on fucking Reddit of all places.
Reddit,
if it is that complicated, it needs to end. Like Kai is saying, relationships. Sure, there's challenges in relationships. There's always challenges. There's always compromises and things like that because you're dealing with two people. But it should never be that difficult.
No.
It never needs to be that difficult.
A relationship should be a compromise that doesn't feel like a compromise. It should be paths that you take and decisions you make that you want to do. You know, you want that level of sacrifice because the happiness you get from your partner and the shared experience outweighs the personal motivations and goals. And I see time and time and time again when people complain about the relationship stuff, it's like, well, I want this, and they either don't give it to me or they're not in the path of that. It's like, well, what do you get from them? What are you with them for? And 9 times out of 10 in that scenario, it's I don't want to be alone. Oh, well, I like this part, and I just only like that part. Well, that's not a good relationship.
It's also whatever bias you call it. It's like you can't go to Reddit of all places. Like social media in general is a bad idea. You need to be asking people in your private life, your friends that know you, your family, some elders, you know. If you don't have a dad, then go ask your uncle or something for their sage advice. Like your grandma.
Ask someone else's dad.
Probably has better... ask somebody else's advice. Or go to your grandma. She probably has more experience in her decades on Earth than all of Reddit combined.
Like 90% of the issues on these subreddits, these Reddit threads, would just be solved by talking to the other partner.
Yeah, that's stupid,
that simple.
Or that.
No, this is the social media era. We have to post things like sly and coyly and be like, oh, no, I'd rather ask them than actually talk to you.
No, it is the worst idea to go to a place like Reddit or TikTok where like a young woman will ask something like, hey, I had a disagreement about fill in the fucking blank with my boyfriend. What should I do? And of course the replies are going to be a bunch of bitter, lonely assholes.
Break up with him.
Oh, let me guess.
Yeah.
He clearly hates women.
Advice. You should be just as lonely and miserable as me. You should dump him, go to a psychiatrist, get an SSRI prescription, and drink wine. Wow, who saw that coming? every fucking advice.
There are 1,000,001 goddamn threads and pop-ups and posts everywhere that are like, okay, so I'm in a relationship and I have this problem and I don't like it. I don't know what to do. And the first comment is, well, did you tell them about that? And they go, no, I'm just embarrassed to. I'm afraid of hurting their feelings. Wow, you're doing a much better job by keeping a secret from them and harboring resentment. Good fucking job. You're really
Plus,
nailing
again, it goes back to my original point. If you can't bring up something with your partner, why are you in the relationship? That doesn't...
I know.
Already sounds like a horrible existence of a relationship. If you can't talk to them,
your
then
partner,
break up. It's over.
Your partner needs to be able to downright be insulted by what you say and still aim for compromise and understanding. You know, none of that coy, stupid fucking 90s sitcom bullshit where they're like, does my butt look big? And you're like, no, and you fucking laugh track. That's not how it really works. You should be able to say really embarrassing and private and personal shit to each other, and you don't take it as offense or attack. You take it as a conversation, a discussion. But people don't get that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also... In these threads, advice threads and stuff, I'm noticing a trend that I'm getting really sick and tired of, which is like just a bunch of non-platitudes, or maybe it's just platitudes. I don't know. Things with no meaning, basically, just like therapy speech, basically. Like you just need to unpack your trauma, stuff like that. It's like, okay,
just blather.
Very helpful.
I see a lot of motivational stuff where it doesn't say anything, but it tries to say something that can apply to everything, where it's like, the only enemy that you have is in you, so remove that you and become the new you who can beat you in terms of not motivating yourself. And it's like, no shit, that's what everyone wants, but how do you apply that to a realistic scenario? You know, how do you get people to actually think in those terms instead of just, well, this motivational quote says I should be motivated. You know what I'm saying? Just says nothing.
There's a bunch of stuff like that. Like, have you tried breathing exercises and shit like that? It's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's emptiness. It's nothing. People often go there just to validate themselves. And then the flip side is just the most, am I the asshole or am I overreacting? Those sorts of subreddits say, hey, my father-in-law came to my wedding drunk and he started having sex with our poodle. I kicked him out. Did I overreact? Am I the asshole? It's like, what the fuck is even the point of posting this? You know what everyone's going to say.
Yeah, very, very rarely.
Do you want an attaboy? What the fuck do you want?
It's very rarely actual discussion. It's always either like, I'm a bitch and I want people to say I'm a right, or, oh, I did a very obvious thing and I need people to just help me not freak out that I had to have slight conflict in my life at one point. Oh, yikes. Scary.
Yeah.
Well, the upside is that whenever I read all of that crap, it just makes me feel so good about human life.
Same,
and not just the relationship subs, just like social media in general and how miserable these people get. It's like you read it and you think, man, you know, I thought I was fucked up, you know? No, like I don't have mental breakdowns over the smallest fucking thing.
You can have
on
both.
The internet. Turns out I'm actually great.
No, you can be both. You know, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, these people on these subreddits seem genuinely miserable, and like,
yeah,
I don't know how they survive. I don't know how
people on social media seem generally miserable these days. I think we've had a real cultural shift. Back when Facebook and MySpace and all that shit was new, it was all about your best stuff. It was all about, look at this vacation I'm on. Look at these photos I took. I'm excited to go to the concert this weekend. And you still get some of that. But I think because we're so used to it now, it's all the worst of people just venting and fucking shouting at the void and just being pissed and seizing targets that they want to take down to feel better.
Because we all get value now from being victims, basically. Like being the biggest victim, being the one with the biggest hindrances, or the one that suffered the most, is now what is most virtuous somehow.
Right.
I don't know how that changed.
Money. Fucking ad revenue brought in the clicks for the money, and now you just want to do whatever gets outrage, good or bad.
Yeah.
So
that doesn't even work anymore. I'm pretty sure I read once that like Redditors, out of all the social media, they're worth the least to advertisers. It sounds very demeaning, and it is meant as such. I'm serious, because there are, we do have the figures of things like, this typical like, hey, every website sells your data, whatever. So it turns out like the amalgamation of them all selling your data is like $600 a year or something, which I know from an ExpressVPN ad read that they had us do one time. So thank you, expressvpn.com/official. But I guess Reddit isn't worth much, which makes sense. Have you guys seen Bluesky, by the way?
No.
Well, we can look at it when we get to our actual ad read that we're being paid for. We'll be right back.
Would you just let like any creep into your home to go through your underwear and like your girlfriend's panties? No, you lock your door, don't you? If you don't let anybody into your apartment or your house, then you shouldn't let them onto your file system either. You shouldn't let them into your online accounts. And guess what? That's what happens if you connect to a public network, especially because everybody on that network can potentially see all of the data that you're sending over it. It doesn't even take that much brains, like a 12-year-old can do it with the right hardware. If you're not encrypted using ExpressVPN, okay? Because ExpressVPN, you set it up on your computer, and with their modern-day encryption technologies, it would take anybody billions of years, even with a supercomputer, to crack anything that you are exchanging over that network. Your data is valuable, by the way, that's why they're trying to steal it. Even fully legally, above the belt, your data being sold by all of these companies that you agree to in the terms of service, they make up to $1,000 off of you every year. Okay? Stop giving them your data, please. ExpressVPN can help protect you from hackers stealing your credit card info, your passwords, anything, okay? Your private messages that you exchange with your online girlfriend on Discord. So, download ExpressVPN. Here's how nice it is. It is super secure, as I said. First of all, modern day encryption too. It is simple. You download it, you log in, you press a button, connect it, done. It works on your router, it works on your PlayStation, works on your phone, works on your Mac. Doesn't matter where it is. Rated #1 by top tech reviewers like CNET and The Verge. I use it to browse the internet and watch movies, okay? I use it from time to time to go on websites that I simply don't want them to know where I live. Every website these days, what do? They immediately try to geolocate you. Oh, hey, you want to get some nonsense crap delivered to your address at so-and-so? No, I don't. And also, I don't even live there. Haha. And you can get the same thing. Right now, you can take advantage of ExpressVPN's Black Friday/Cyber Monday deal. Use my link, expressvpn.com/official to get 4, not 3 this time, 4 extra months with the 12-month plan, which is the good one anyway, or 6 extra months with the 24-month plan. Totally free, okay? That's expressvpn.com/official to get an extra 4 months free. Get a VPN, seriously, expressvpn.com/official, expressvpn.com/official.
Oh, Fitbod! It scared me. It surprised me. It came out of nowhere, just like your Fitbod. Your strong, impeccable, chiseled physique of muscles, sinew, bone, and flesh. Have you ever gone to the gym and said, what am I doing? Oh my God, I don't know how I'm supposed to work out. Well, stop it. Stop thinking like that. Stop thinking that's even a possibility, because Fitbod is a fitness app that's not only going to track all of your workouts, but it's going to recognize and customize them for you and even recommend stuff that you need to do. I use Fitbod pretty regularly. All you got to do is plug in some stats and it will give you a recommended routine, a weekly thing that you follow, exercises, little demonstrations, videos to make sure you know how you're doing it right. Anything you need, whether you've got 10 minutes or 2 hours to get pumped. My favorite part about it is how if you're not feeling one workout, you get a whole bunch of substitutions that hit the same muscles. It helps change things up and make you not yawn yourself to sleep with some of the more monotonous and mind-numbing routines out there. Super easy to use, super simple, Superman is who you will become if you get Fitbod. Lock in and stay focused. Join Fitbod today to get your personalized workout plan. Get 25% off your subscription or try the app free for 7 days at fitbod.me/official. That's fitbod.me/official.
That was a freebie.
That was a little freebie, but those other people, they paid big bucks, big sack of cash. Mine shows up in metal buckets on my doorstep of just ones that I have to count, but it's all there. Thank you, sponsors.
Well, that's awesome. You
guys get paid
in it.
I'm making a Scrooge McDuck pool. I'm gonna dive bomb into my singles, you know.
Yeah, if you actually did that though, you'd die. That's the
100%.
fun fact.
I love I love how he swims in gold coins, but in reality he would just fucking break his neck on them and die immediately. Yeah.
Worth it.
Oh, Kaya, please tell us about Bluesky. I'd love to hear it.
What is this is the alternate to Twitter, right? The new alternate.
Yet another, yeah. So, I mean, you guys might remember that Mastodon came out when Elon first bought X, or Twitter at the time. Mastodon came out. Like, 0.0% people went there, and it immediately collapsed under its own weight. Threads then tried the same thing, and nobody used it for longer than 2 days. What was the other one? I swear there was a third one. Anyway.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I'm blanking.
Yeah,
Bluesky, I think it's what's his face? Twitter's old owner. Who's he again? Jack Dorsey's new thing.
Oh yeah. Wait, so he made Bluesky?
Yeah, he made Bluesky. Yeah, and he was all interested in it, but I think since he's gotten bored of it and he isn't really involved anymore, it was supposed to use a fancy new like internet protocol and whatnot. But it's basically just another, hey, X is awful now. I hate Spaceman bad. I'm going to go to Bluesky. And apparently it's collapsing under its own weight of just like bitter Redditors migrating there. To the point that Bluesky Safety says, in the past 24 hours, we have received more than 42,000 reports, an all-time high for one day. We're receiving about 3,000 reports an hour. To put that into context, in all of 2023, we received 360,000 reports. So they're getting, like, I don't even know.
Well, isn't that a sign that
reports in like 10 days?
What do you mean by reports? Like user reports, like people manually reporting stuff?
Yeah, so what's happening is this all got kicked off with the election, and like a couple of has-been celebrities have been moving there, like oh man, I can't even think of their names. Anyway, like celebrity A and B, you know, people that have followings.
Oh, I love
there.
A and B.
Yeah, and other people move there. And they're trying to turn it into the Reddit thing where like you just get banned if you sneeze the wrong way or you give any impression that you like listen to Joe Rogan or anything like that. So they're all reporting each other. The problem is that the MAPs, for whatever reason, have decided that Bluesky is going to be their realm.
And okay, wait, for people who don't know, MAPs are what?
Minor attracted persons.
Yeah, we used to have a word for that.
Yeah, there's another word. Kaya, go ahead.
Pedophile.
Oh, you never said that before. That was hard to say. I know.
I thought you were going to say Redditors.
That works too.
Predators.
I don't know. For whatever reason, they've decided, hey, Bluesky is going to be our turf, and they do not get banned. Bluesky Safety says we are triaging this large queue so the most harmful content, such as CSAM, is removed quickly. So I guess they have like actual child porn on the site, but they're struggling to deal with it because everybody is like reporting each other for saying Donald Trump shouldn't have been shot.
Yeah.
And so in the I guess Crossfire,
all the map stuff is like falling to the wayside.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, you know, basically breeding in the trenches as nobody is paying attention, as like everybody's eating each other. The maps are hiding in the bushes. Like, hell yeah, they're distracted. Here's a post. Hello, new followers who don't know me. Here's a brief thread on who I am and what I do. I'm a map, minor attracted person with 7 years of experience in online map communities across varying social media. I like the 7 years of experience as a map.
It's like it's a resume. Why is he posting his CV? What is this?
He's looking to get hired. It's professional.
It's Bluesky. I consider myself a map rights activist. In addition to that, I'm also anti-contact against youth age gap relationships and interested in CSA prevention. How nice. I approach a lot of politics, though, through an anti-norm lens. Please ask me about that. An anti-norm lens?
Anti-normative lens. Like, basically, I'm special.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need more of those reports rolling in, because people like that should be reported 100% to every bureau you can think of. It's terrible.
So they're saying that they don't touch, they don't like touching, and they're anti-CSAM or whatever, which is child abuse material. So what does the rest mean? Like, he's still a map. He's still attracted to children.
Yeah.
So
There is no hidden meaning if you're like asking me to decode something here. He's just a pedophile and proud of it. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Is the rest of the stuff meant to assuage us though? Like he's throwing out platitudes about being, he's like, I'm totally the same as you guys. I don't like that other stuff, but also I'm attracted to kids.
No, not at all. But this is what all I see from Bluesky screenshots like this, by the way, now is just maps going there. And people reporting each other for complete just nonsense reasons. Like, hey, why is this guy who is on X, why is he on Bluesky?
So
and Maps having a good fucking time of it all.
To give a little bit of interesting context, though, this might be becoming a bigger and bigger and prevalent, more out there thing, because Bluesky recently hit 20 million users.
Whoa.
Which is not nothing. Now, for comparison, it's not nothing, but for comparison, Twitter still has over 600 million users. So, will Bluesky still be a thing if this growth, slows? Because the election was a big one. The changes to Twitter AI policy and whatnot was a big one. There are big movements to the platform, but is this going to be a thing, or is it going to go the way of Mastodon, where it's just like...
Yeah, it depends if it can sustain like any level of interaction on the platform. If people start feeling like there's more interaction to be had back on Twitter, they're just going to move back.
Well, I mean, they always follow the money. They always follow the attention. But an interesting thing that I think is, how long ago did Elon Musk buy the website and change it to X? And still to this day,
2 years.
Everyone calls it Twitter. Everyone imaginable still says Twitter for shorthand for it. I still do it. I never once have went, oh, sorry, I mean X.com. It's always been Twitter.
I think Kaya calls it X.
It's shorter to type. It's easier. I still don't say like he X'd a post.
Yeah, who would ever do that?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter what they call it. It's, as you said, he bought it like 2 years ago. And yeah, what has happened since then? Turns out these people are fucking addicted to it harder than fentanyl. The cartel could never dream of a drug like Twitter. They couldn't do it. And I said this from the beginning. Oh, we're leaving Twitter. No, the fuck you're not. Just sit down. Sit down. That guy, this is never happening, which is why Mastodon failed. And Mastodon was a decentralized one. The problem with them all is the same problem that happened to Gab, just in the other direction. If you guys remember Gab, that was the right-wing one. Yeah. Where the whole selling point was, hey, if you got banned on Twitter, come here. We'll let you talk freely. And within 7.5 nanoseconds, it just turned into Obama is a monkey and
who would have guessed?
Lizard people live among us.
Who would have guessed?
Lizard people live among us.
You mean when you make a platform that's entire market is, we'll take what's not allowed on other platforms, you're going to get actual garbage and shit pools? I can't believe that would happen. That's crazy.
More importantly, instantly boring. Even to people who gave it a chance, because I remember I made an account on there when it first couple of days, I made an account just to reserve my name, the username, just so like a troll can't take it, because we already had a show and stuff. And I looked at the front page and it's just the most boring shit. Like, okay, angry post, stuff I already agree with, times 1,000 angry post, schizo shit. This isn't interesting. Which is why people like Twitter. It's actually important that there's like such a wide variety of people, even the insane ones on there. So they did the Gap thing just in the opposite direction. Now they're saying, hey, come to Mastodon or Threads or Bluesky, which is our left-wing, cozy little milk and cookies echo chamber safe space, which is fine, but also really, really boring. Like, nobody wants that. Even the people running there don't want that. They're fucking bored, which is why they come crawling back to Twitter.
They love their safe spaces. What do you mean? Reddit?
Some people do, but the controversy is still what drives attention. It's still what makes people watch. I mean, pay attention to Twitter and notice how many of the big threads on there are always, this celebrity did bad thing, this YouTuber did bad thing. It's always negative, controversial stuff that gets passed around the most, more than anything else.
They love their safe space, but I think they also get bored, Jackson, which is why every celebrity, like Stephen King immediately ran there. Ron Perlman, I think, Pissants Perlman as I call him, because he once admitted that he peed on his own hands.
Who hasn't?
They always go there, and what do? After like a month or two, at the maximum, they break and they come back to Twitter to bitch about Elon, because they know it's just gonna get way more views on Twitter than on whatever fucking like Threads or Mastodon ghetto they are on.
When you're in that business, whether it's for making money or just getting attention and the most fans, you're just gonna go to the biggest platform. Like that's all there is to it. I found.
If
so
that
the
were
list
true,
I
they'd go
pulled
to
up-
Pornhub. They
Actually, Pornhub
exclusively post on Pornhub.
Nah, Pornhub actually is way less than these. I found this interesting stat of the average monthly users of all the social media platforms. That's where I got the 600 million for Twitter. I'm a little surprised by some of these. First of all, TikTok has reached 1.6 billion monthly users.
Oh man,
Which
that
is
makes me sad.
utterly unfucking real to me with how new it is. Well, with how new it is compared to the big boys like, YouTube and Twitter and all this shit. That's fast growth.
Wait, does that include like Chinese traffic and stuff?
It does. There's a couple on here that are Chinese only that have like 800 million, 580 million, etc. The one that also still surprises me is the top dog still after all this time is Facebook. Facebook, the only social media with over 3 billion monthly users. I'm really surprised by that.
But that's like
3 billion
grandfathered in. You can't be taking their user accounts as like all actively used though. No way.
Well, didn't he say users?
It
like
says
actual
monthly
people that log
active
in?
users. How accurate it is, who knows? But the fact that Facebook, the old people platform of choice, the one that kids do not give a fuck about, is still just...
Well, all right, I wouldn't say that I use Facebook either, but I still have a Facebook Messenger account that I message people on, and I'm sure a lot of people are the same thing.
See, you would think that. No, you would think that, Jackson, but
counts.
Facebook Messenger happens to be its own separate entry on this list.
Never mind, I have no fucking idea then. How the hell, what the fuck?
And Facebook Messenger has 977 million active users, which is a third of the users of Facebook.
It has to be a bot.
Is it all just Indians?
I guess, man. I got no explanation for this shit. Maybe it is.
Indians. It's Indians and grandparents that they scam from. That's it. That's the entire audience.
Oh, man. I know my mom uses Facebook, so maybe it is just all old people. That would make sense.
It is. It is 100% all old people.
Snapchat.
I mean, I don't know anyone under the age of like 50 that still uses Facebook.
And then you still got a Snapchat. Snapchat is still at 800 million. I thought that fuck was dead forever, but still going strong. Like this is...
Hey, people want to send dick pics, man.
True.
They'll always want to send dick pics.
I think you just grew out of it. We just aged out of it. That's like saying, I can't believe that like frat bars are still a thing. But yeah, we're just too old. They're around.
You're too old. I'm 27. Well, actually, yeah, that's too old.
Yeah, come on now.
Totally hipping with it. Yeah, totally hipping with it, aren't you, Jackson?
Too old. Jesus Christ.
Join us. It's much more fun when you're old and don't care about anything. Life is so much better.
Well, no, you know what's even better?
He's gonna be in the college bar drinking alone with his white headset.
What's better than what you said, Andrew, is being young and not caring about anything. So
no, that's not true. When you're young, no matter how much of a not giving a shit attitude you have, you still have insecurities and growing pains. You can't ever escape those. It's just part of it.
You only lose those once you're old, so you've got no insecurities.
Not really, no. I don't care.
Whip your dick out right now.
I don't want the show to get canceled because I like money. You called. You got me. You win. You fucking destroyed me. I'm a fucking idiot. Speaking of being young and secure and connecting with the youth of today, Jackson, do you want to just 5-minute panel on the Game Awards? Kaya as well, if he even cares at all.
Yeah. What is there even really to discuss?
There's one talking point I would like to bring up.
Yeah,
so the Game of the Year nominees have been listed. I'm going to pull them up again right now. Just to double check. Okay, so here is the 2024 Game of the Year nominees, and I want the audience at home to play along. Tell me if you hear something strange, something weird about these nominees. You have Astrobot, you have Metaphor Refantasio, which is it's an Atlas RPG, so you know what to expect if you like those. Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Balatro, and the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC.
I know what it is.
What is it?
There's no Dragon Age Veilgard.
Well, there's no all sorts of games, Jackson, such as the Silent Hill 2 remake or Yakuza Like a Dragon. Concord, our favorite game of the year, is not there. That's right. But there's a weird choice that Game of the Year might go to a DLC, an add-on for a game, if you will, a paid expansion pack.
I would have been fine with it I would have been more fine with it for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty last year, but to me, Shadow of the Erdtree is so just kind of derivative of the main game.
It is.
It's just
it really
same,
is.
It's just the same game. So I get that the entire industry loves to, suck off Elden Ring, and they love Miyazaki and stuff like that. It's fine, whatever. But I just really don't think that it deserves Game of the Year.
Not at all.
Even if you were to count it as a standalone game, because it is more or less just the same as
the DLCs and expansions, now that those are becoming big name things again, instead of everything being a season, you have games that are actually like, yeah, we have this whole expansion. It should be its own category. I don't remember if it is, but it should be its own category.
Pretty sure it is, isn't it?
Best if it's not,
Phantom Liberty,
it very well could
Phantom
be.
Liberty was
So best DLC expansion, that's that category. Game of the Year should be for a game, not a part of a game.
It's not like it was a quiet year either. It's not like there were a lack of good games at release that they could have filled that spot with. Like you said, Silent Hill 2
and fun fact, Elden Ring won Game of the Year in 2022. They already got their time in the spotlight. It's over. Move on. Let's showcase new games. Give new games a chance.
Okay, but then can't you say the same thing about like Final Fantasy Part 900,000? Then why the fuck is that on there?
Well, that is a new game. And
like your point is just it's more of the same game.
The main criticism from that game is that it veered too far away from the original, so it is its own game.
Yeah, if you took Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and named it a brand new thing, like changed the character names, the location, but kept the game as it is, people would think it was a totally new thing. Just go, yeah. It's a new game, similar to 7, but it's a new game. But if you take Elden Ring,
it's a full remake from 7. Like it's substantially different from the game that released like 20 or so years ago. Whenever the original.
But if you take Shadow of the Erdtree and try to gussy it up as a new Souls game, everyone would go, "This is just Elden Ring again. It's just the same exact thing, like bar none."
I'll be honest with you. You can show me like footage from any FromSoft game; they all look the same to me.
That's not totally invalid. I get what you're saying, but. Look, my point is, I think it's just silly that they're dick riding Elden Ring so much that they're trying to get it to win or have something for another year.
You might be glad to know that they might get their comeuppance, actually, because Sony is apparently in talks to buy the owners of FromSoft.
Oh.
Yeah. I have that. Have you guys heard of this?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I did
They're buying Katakawa or whatever the fuck it's called, which is like a media giant in Japan.
I'm trying to find this fucking news. What the hell? Reuters reported Tuesday that Sony is in talks to buy Japanese media company Kadokawa, which is the majority owner of Elden Ring developer From Software. Kadokawa also has significant holdings in the anime and manga industries. This is another thing, by the way. I thought this would be lead to a lot of From Software people getting angry, but I saw a lot of anime and manga fans losing their shit because apparently this would give pretty much a monopoly of anime ownership to Sony. So we're going to see what happens, I guess.
Sony owns Crunchyroll now, don't they, for the last couple years?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that would definitely, at least in the West, give them a really dominant presence over anime releases.
Yeah, they'd have a monopoly, and also they'd have fucking maybe now they can bring Bloodborne back at least. Although I feel like they're not the ones
carried away.
They're not the ones preventing that from happening.
Yeah.
Is there somebody making a emulator for Bloodborne? Or am I thinking of something else?
No, they've been
on a PC
they've been deconstructing it for PlayStation emulator, and now, as of recently, have been decompiling it to work just native on computer. And I think we're like right there. Like they're basically almost done, but they're careful with footage because they don't want it to get pulled down. But it's like really fucking close to just open Bloodborne.exe and play it on computer. So last I saw,
yeah, it's called Shad PS4, and yeah, they're working on Bloodborne. I guess fixing like bugs like audio not working properly and such. But yeah, as always, internet's just random people are gonna fix the issue.
Yeah.
So with you guys, what do you think will win Game of the Year then?
What's the list again?
I don't think Shadow of the Erdtree will win.
No, it's not going to. It's just Elden Ring dick riding. If I want to believe in the spirit of mankind and feel good about myself, I want Balatro to win, because that was made by a single guy and became a goddamn internet sensation for months and months after it came out. I think it's an incredible game. I've already put my 100 hours in it. So that's what I want. But unfortunately, I I think Final Fantasy or Astrobot might win.
Astrobot! Yeah, well, I'm fine with Astrobot winning.
Astrobot would be fine, I suppose.
I'd be fine with Astrobot or Balatro.
Whoever wins, Sony wins. Because all of these, just big PlayStation sellers, you know?
Yeah, apart from Balatro.
I hope Elden Ring wins, just to piss you guys off.
I don't know if I'd be pissed off, just more like disappointed at the
It's a dark, dour year for games, though. I mean, look at these nominees. Like, I wanted to talk on this, by the way. I don't remember when you guys talked about it. Did you guys talk about Black Myth Wukong when it came out, when it was new?
No, I know nothing about it other than
okay, cool.
Dark Souls.
I know it was big.
I'll tackle this then. Some people are going to hate me. I played it. I thought it was so goddamn boring. I couldn't bring myself to come close to finishing it. Take every recycled Dark Souls mechanic and add just really stale combat, and that's the whole game. With invisible walls and really linear sections everywhere. I just hated it. I couldn't fucking stand it. It looks pretty, but that's it.
I've been telling you forever, I really feel like Dark Souls games or Souls-like get the most amount of wiggle room out of 100%. Every genre of game forever. Like, I remember bringing up how the performance in Elden Ring on PC when it released was not like satisfactory, and it should not be getting 10 out of 10s for it because it was stuttering and stuff. And obviously in a game where combat is the main focus and you've got to make these frame perfect moves in order to really, you know, be effective at the combat, those frame stutters and frame hang-ups are like actually disastrous to how much you can enjoy the game. And I remember just commenting on that. I said the game itself was fine, but the performance issues were bad and should be commented on. And people hated that.
People are conflating difficult with challenging. And there's a very subtle difference there, and it lies in the game design, where if you have something that's hard and not fun and just frustrating, people with Souls games will go, well, it's made to be that way. It's made to be not enjoyable and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, they should be rewarding and punishing for mistakes. But I have seen so many like indie Souls game ripoffs and games inspired by them where they just throw 10 trillion enemies at the screen and go, oh, it's supposed to be hard. It's a Souls game. Oh, how fun. You're having fun now. This guy has a 1 frame window of invulnerability, and he immediately one-shots you with an instant kill maneuver. And if you're not good enough to beat that, then you just don't like Souls games. This sucks. Like, this is not fun.
To give people some background, you're like an original Souls fan.
Yeah, I've been playing since not Demon Souls, but Dark Souls when that was new on Xbox 360. And I distinctly remember back in the day when it came out, I hated it. I hated the first game. I got up to like the second boss and I said, this is so clunky. This sucks. I'm not playing this. And after a few months, my friends just kept going, no, keep going. It gets really good. It gets really good. And I stuck with it and I fell in love. And I went, I get this now. Yeah, it's clunky.
That's Stockholm Syndrome. Don't ever get kidnapped.
And they beat me with a sack of batteries until I said I loved it and tied me to a chair. No, but it took a while. You got to get used to the clunkiness, the respawning enemies. There's a learning curve. And I finally got in it, and I was like, wow, this is really well designed. This is fun. And now that I get this like methodical kind of dual 1v1 stare down based combat, this is great. I love this. And I've played so many indie inspired by games, and so many of them don't understand why it worked. They think if you just make things frustrating to the point where you eventually luck out and win, it's a good Souls game. But it's dog shit. It's just fucking bad design, and they don't get the difference.
Have you played, I think my favorite one that I played was why can't I remember? Lies of P. Did you play that at all?
No, it's on my list. I want to check it out, but I haven't played that.
I feel like that's probably the most like in terms of indie Dark Souls games, the one that gets it the most, let's say. The one that's the most effective.
I could see that. Trying to think of ones that I really liked for Souls. Like I've played a ton, and I remember just always thinking they were fun, but never.
I just want to point out that Black Myth Wukong has a 24-hour peak that is roughly around the same range as Dragon Age Veilgard's all-time peak. In case anybody was wondering why Veilgard isn't on the nomination list. You guys want to play a quick quiz here? Just impromptu?
Sure. Is this your quiz? Is it your quiz?
No. I mean, it can be. I just want you guys to... Damn it, I lost my place. I'm on the Steam charts list. No cheating. I'm going to ask you guys which game... Or I guess I'll just name random games, and I want you guys to guess if it has a higher or lower 24-hour peak than Veilgard.
I'm going to say they're all higher immediately.
Go nuts. Go nuts.
Pre-locking in my guess.
Let's see. Let me pick something. Okay, The Witcher Wild Hunt.
Oh, way higher. Way higher.
Wrong. Lower, actually.
What?
By about 5,000 players. Not much. I mean, 5,000 players.
So we're guessing. We're guessing if the game has a relative peak that's higher than Veilgard's all time.
No, not all time. 24-hour peak, like the last day.
Oh, so if more people in the last day are playing that game than have ever played Veilgard.
No, have played Veilgard in the last 24 hours. Just only 24-hour peak right now.
Okay.
Compared to both. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
yes,
okay. I'm shocked that more people are playing Veilgard then. Okay.
Still.
Yeah.
I'll give you an easy one. Pal World,
yeah.
No, lower. Pal World only has 20,000 24-hour players.
What are you running defense for Veilgard? Are you running defense for Veilgard right now? What's happening? Are you trying to convince
Nobody's
us that
playing Pal World? That's not my fault.
Are you trying to convince us that
either of you?
Why are people playing
Veilgard actually successful?
Oh, let's talk about Veilgard. I was shown something today. This is another fun fact about our brand new most hated game of all time. So Veilgard has that whole side quest about one of the characters coming out as non-binary, right? And that was a big deal for the story, Jackson. You talked about that. We played clips. And it was very, very poorly done and very embarrassing. So fun fact that I learned, I don't know the context of this, but if that character dies or goes away or something happens with them and the plot and everyone's sad, the characters all refer to them as she and don't refer to them as non-binary. They just start calling the character she. So they throw away all of that establishment that they did and completely ignore it.
Are you sure? Yeah. I didn't even know they could die or go away. That's pretty funny.
Let me see if I can find the thread talking about it.
Shows how performative it is.
So lazy.
I know.
All right, how about this one? Skyrim 5. Special edition.
Oh, well,
Skyrim is 100% more popular. It's fucking Skyrim.
Correct.
Yeah.
25,000 24-hour peak players. How about Battlefield 5?
Lower.
I'm going to go higher.
Ooh, Andrew's correct. Tiebreaker. He wins.
Ooh, yeah. How much is Battlefield 5 at?
It is at 19,000, so about like 3,000 people less.
Did they ever fix that game?
I
guess not.
Fix Battlefield 5 in what way?
Like, because it launched and it was awful.
Here's one for you.
I would say so. I would say so because I played Battlefield 5 a couple years ago and I loved it. Like, I think they really fixed it gameplay-wise and glitch-wise and content-wise. It was probably still terrible at launch and took a few years, but if you play it now, you can get it on sale for like $5. I think it's 100% worth $5. I had a lot of fun playing it for a couple weeks. Now, the newest one is not worth it. 2042 fucking sucks. That game is trash. Do not buy that game. But Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, even Battlefield 4, even though Battlefield 4 is kind of old and aged by this point, they're still fun. They're still great to fuck around in, especially with a squad of friends.
Yeah,
2042, the newest one. 2042 is so bad.
Jackson,
don't bother.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the dibs on answering, and then it's Andrew's turn. The Sims 4.
Sims 4 is way more popular.
That is true. I don't know why you know that.
What do you mean?
That game like 15 years old?
No, but people love The Sims. Are you kidding me?
So I found the tweet, and it has an accompanying clip, and I can send it to you, Kaya, if you want to play the audio. But pretty straightforward and simple. In Veilgard, if they die, Isabella calls Tosh she, and Tosh is the non-binary character. So
the greatest crime ever.
Go ahead and play the audio, sure.
Oh, whoops! I have to switch my. Sorry, I had it playing on my huge TV for some fucking reason. All right.
You made Tosh so happy, Rook. They could be themselves with you, and I could just feel it. I saw the small, knowing smile when she looked at you.
There it is.
Only the two.
Literally in a single sentence.
Hold on.
You made
So
them so happy. Same sentence. She was smiling. They don't even know what they're writing anymore.
They can't even keep it straight themselves.
It was even it's even in the context of a conversation where she's talking about how she could be herself finally. Like,
yeah, I know. It's 110% performative. They did that to pander, and they just lost the plot when they stopped thinking about it. In the same sentence, they refer to them as them and she in the same fucking sentence. When the whole quest is how they're not she, they're non-binary. Oh God, so dumb. So fucking dumb.
Lazy fucking game.
Oh well.
Anyway.
Kaya, do you have an actual quiz for us today? Because it's your turn, isn't it?
No.
It's not your turn.
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, we have topics out the ass, so we're not going to run out. Don't worry.
Jackson,
did you guys get in your
because I don't.
Game Award
No, I don't have a quiz.
suggestions?
Huh? What?
Did you guys get your Game Award guesses in? I don't know what anybody answered.
Oh, for who's going to win?
For the winner.
Oh, yeah, Astrobot for me.
I think Astrobot has the strongest chance. I could see Final Fantasy also winning, and I could see Balatro winning as like a feel-good victory. But I think Astrobot is the safest bet, I would say.
That's cute.
Yeah. Oh, well. Dour year for games, gents. Really just not great.
It was fine. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't have enough time to play games. But every game that I wanted to play that I did, I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any. Well, apart from Veilgard.
If we want to do like the quickest things we like corner, I don't have that much to say on it. But I went on a trip recently, and on the plane, I started Metroid Dread, and that game game kicks ass, gentlemen. It's very fucking good
Kaya
so
loves
far.
that game.
Do you?
I like the Metroid franchise in general, yeah. But I don't know what it is. It's just the sound design of it that gets me so excited.
Yeah.
When my first console, I never had any except my sister got me the original DS, and that one had Metroid Prime Hunters. And the sound design of it just made me so happy to play all the time.
I feel
the
that
soundtrack and everything.
I feel that with Dread. So the theme of Dread, the kicker, the whole twist is you get your Metroid thing, you get your Metroid base, and it's like, go run around and open door A so you can open door B so you can open door C. And there's a plot explanation of Samus lost all of her powers. Oh no, not again. But
again.
The kicker is they have things in them called Emmys. EMMI. It stands for something I don't remember, but they're hunter robots. They've been hacked. They're supposed to be like support droids, but they've been hacked to just be fucking man-slaughtering, scary hunter droids. And I was shocked for like a Nintendo game. It gets fucking creepy and dark and like, oh my God, these things are scary. And as you're running around the big base that you're exploring, you'll enter the Emmy zones, which is their patrol unit areas where they're actually going around. And man, the music shifts, things get quieter and more atmospheric. There's like this filter that goes over the screen, and like they can hear you. They can literally hear when you're moving, and they scan with this big vision cone. A survival horror in a lot of ways.
It's not really stealth, but kind of feels like Pac-Man.
It's kind of like tag. It's like tag because you run through the different parts of the level to escape from them, and you can like go high, you can duck. And all the levels where they're patrolling are built with a lot of different routes to get to the same place because you're supposed to be running away from them. And it's fucking excellent. It is incredibly tense and well done. And if they get you, they kill you instantly. You have like a small chance to parry them and get away, and it's like a super quick reaction. If you miss, you're dead. You just have to restart the checkpoint. It's phenomenal. I've played like probably 3 or 4 hours so far, and I'm super hooked, and I want to get back to it. Highly fucking recommend it. So that's my thing. That's my game of the year. When did that come out?
Also
3 years
first
ago.
Metroid.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I think. Well, also the first mainline Metroid game that's made
came out
by
like
the
3
original
years
company,
ago or so.
by Nintendo. Yeah. Man, that franchise is very neglected by Nintendo. Do you like anything, Jackson?
Oh.
Fuck, what did I do?
Jackson.
Oh, I went and saw Hosier this week. Yeah.
Hosier?
What's a hosier?
Yeah, he's an. I thought He's a musical artist. I thought Andrew, you might know him. He was the guy that did that "Take Me to Church" song. Remember that one a while back?
Oh, yeah, I know like that folksy song. I don't know the guy,
he's got an
but
incredible
I know that
voice.
Song. Okay,
you should listen to his other music. That one is pretty like, overplayed or whatever, but his other music is incredible, and I've always been a pretty big fan of him. So me, a friend, and my girlfriend went down to see him live. It was like in this fucking stupid wine valley kind of area, just out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So we had to drive forever to get there. We had to take a plane and then drive there. It was like it was in a wine valley. I don't know. It was in a field somewhere. It was cool though. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. So if I was gonna say I liked something this weekend, it would probably be that. Yeah, it was good.
Fun.
We had fun.
How fun.
I think you'd like his music, maybe, Andrew. His other tracks.
Maybe. I might give it a listen when I'm in the shower scrubbing my body.
Yep, sweet.
You don't know what music I like or hate. I might like it.
Yeah.
I got plenty of nonsense on my playlist.
It's very like indie.
Kaya, hit us with a thing you like. It's your
I
turn.
Listen to everything. Well, this might be a surprise. I was telling Jackson the other day that I might finally like Apple products, which is
careful,
mind-blowing, actually. I know. Well, the thing is,
you sick
as you guys know, Steve, their old CEO kicked the bucket, and everybody is like mythologizing that guy as if he was just Jesus himself who invented the phone. And then Tim Cook came in, and Tim Cook didn't do a whole lot. And I think he finally did with the M chips, because I've been looking at the benchmarks, and Apple's new M chips based on ARM architecture have been blowing Intel out of the fucking water, even their entry level chips, which is very, very surprising to me. Because for, 32 years or so, I've only looked at Apple as like a meme brand for women and hipsters. So it comes as a great fucking shock to me. Literally just teenage girls and hipster men. That's all I thought would ever is like, that's the Apple demographic. And now I'm looking at benchmarks and even their entry-level chips, which somehow, now that they're actually powerful, they are from a price points, they're competitive with Intel's, not just competitive, but actually better. And I don't know. I'm just surprised. I got my wife a new iPad for her to draw on and stuff. And it is just impressive. I don't know. I looked up a benchmark, and the M4 chip in it actually is more powerful than the Lenovo laptop I have. Which is just insane to me. And I don't even know what's real anymore, you guys. I can't believe Apple is like making like actually competitive, decent hardware. My mind is blown. I don't know. That coupled with the fact that Apple is generally like a kind of sort of privacy and security conscious in a way, not really great, but heads and leaps above like Google and all the rest.
Better than something.
It's like, I don't know if I'm becoming Apple curious or what. It does help, I have to say. It does help that almost every week I see a new article about law enforcement freaking the fuck out at Apple for making their phones hard to crack. So that's a good look. That's good PR for somebody like me. I don't know. I might do it. I might become an Apple boy.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I can do the show anymore now that he's got that out there in the open.
Look, man, I'm on board with you with the processing power and shit, but I still think that OS is dog shit. I fucking hate Apple OS so much. I can't stand it.
That's my main issue.
I've never used it. That's the thing. On the iPad, I assume iOS is different from the Mac OS in some ways, but the iPad OS, it is a mobile OS. You click the thing and it opens Procreate. It works. Yeah. That doesn't really matter to me as much as the privacy features, which kind of, it is weird that you still have to explicitly go in and enable things like advanced data security or whatever it's called. It's their version of, hey, by the way, encrypt everything on my iCloud, which is, I would imagine, due to the fappening, if you guys remember that from 2014.
Oh, I do. Humana.
I was telling my friend, actually, I unironically believe the fappening was one of the best events that could have possibly happened for like people's privacy and security, because it was such horrifically devastating PR for Apple. Because we had hundreds of celebrities, many of them women, coming out and bashing that company.
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
rightfully.
deservedly.
Well, I mean, it was also their own fault for like why are there photos of your butthole on iCloud?
No, I mean, come on.
But anyway, they were bashing.
Who hasn't put their
Well, they might have a nice butthole. They want to share their nice butthole, but not with you.
Yeah, just because you never were cool enough to send nudes to celebrities doesn't
put your butthole in iCloud, Kaya, and see what happens. Huh?
I'm not pretty enough. Nobody wants to see my butthole. Trust me, I think iCloud would delete it.
That's a security risk.
It's been deleted for violating decency laws.
Yeah. Police immediately show up at your house.
Police have been notified.
Sir, we heard you were posting hole.
Hello? Oh my
hey,
god.
what the fuck happened?
I got disconnected.
Yeah,
like 20 people got kicked out of the call for no reason.
Immediately heard about your asshole and shut everything down. They're like, nope.
Kaya, your ass DDoS Discord. How the fuck?
It is that hairy.
It's like a tangled weave of
brambles. All the Wi-Fi got stuck in his hair. It couldn't make it through.
The signal couldn't get to his
Faraday
phone.
cage.
Oh, yucky.
All the hair on my body.
Oh, yucky.
I don't know. I like that. I do like that Apple, like, as a bigger subject than just things I like. It is interesting to me that now Apple and Nvidia is also considering getting into the CPU laptop market with their own hardware. Seeing Intel melt away and just drop the ball so hard is odd to me, because growing up, it was one of those just forever companies, you know? A company that you've known about since you were 8 years old, and I'm 32 now. And I never thought I'd see the day where, of all things, of all companies, fucking Apple would be blowing Intel out of the water. I really need to stress this. Like, Apple's M4 Max chip, a laptop chip that you can buy in a 14-inch laptop, is currently beating the RTX 4080 Super in some benchmarks.
Yeah.
And like DaVinci Resolve and Blender and shit.
No,
which is mind-blowing if you've ever seen an RTX graphics card. It's like the size of a fucking car.
What I'm really thinking might happen on that, really thinking there's a good possibility of that, is Intel is going to fall away to the wayside and be a kind of lesser, weaker brand and have to re-innovate. Whereas NVIDIA is definitely going to try to take their spot in general electronics and branching out. So I was doing some big boy numbers recently, looking at stock prices and all of that shit. Just to give you an idea here, NVIDIA had a huge boom over the last 5 years. Over the last 5 years, they're up over 2,600% from all the shit that's been going well with graphics cards and Bitcoin mining and all that shit. And Apple, of course, doing the same thing they've always been doing, just trending upwards. They're up 250% over the past 5 years. But Intel, over the past 5 years, is down 60%, which is not insignificant. That's a huge move. I mean,
I saw some guy tweeting out a graph saying if you had invested into Intel 30 years ago, you would have the same amount of money.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's fucking unfucking real to think about.
And NVIDIA did the smart thing, by the way. You know how they say during a gold rush, don't go mining gold, sell the shovels?
Mm-hmm.
That's what NVIDIA did. Every fucking AI company has to buy from NVIDIA. Whenever you hear things like XAI is building a AI farm with 200,000 graphics cards, that's all NVIDIA that they're buying from.
Yeah.
It's a shit ton of fucking AI money that they're making.
That's how Gillette makes their fortune, because they will give you the razor blade handle and all of that shit and go, yeah, here you go, whatever. But they sell the replacements. And they will do everything in their goddamn power to make sure that you sign up for a replacement subscription or see them in the stores or buy ones that are compatible.
When you think about it, it's like razors, those blades that you have to keep buying. They were like the earliest form of subscription model, really.
One of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of them
Stuff
for sure.
like
but I mean, I would say a newspaper probably kind of set that standard back when that was actually a thing. But those aren't a fucking thing. There's a million examples of it.
Newspaper?
What's paper?
What's
Is
that?
That like the white print on the fucking iPad screen? I don't know. But yeah, if you just
I know
look
e-paper.
at the e-paper, e-waste, I know about that. Yeah. Now, if you just look at the price of these companies, you can totally see where the trend is for popularity and where they're sticking their fingers in all these pies. And it just blows my mind that Intel, who let's keep in mind, has had huge spikes in price in the 2000s, in the pre-pandemic COVID times, like all these times when it made sense for them to just boom, and they've crashed out. They haven't done anything with it. They had three huge rallying points and just did nothing.
And it is so embarrassing, especially since they had the market lead They had the market lead. You had all of the conditions. It's just like Google. Google is in the same spot right now where even normies are recognizing it as like a lolcow company now. Where they just go, what the fuck? Didn't you have access to all of the world's internet? How come your AI is the worst out of all of them? How the fuck did you bungle that? Why does your search suck? Even compared to indie search engines.
Google,
how is DuckDuckGo beating you with better results? How the fuck did you manage that? Weren't you in this business 20 years before?
Google 100% used to be this kind of saving grace third wheel in a lot of those things. Like back in the day, you would have iPhone and then the other proprietors, I think Samsung or something, and everyone was like, this sucks. It's all bloatware. It's trash. The fucking firmware is slow and laggy. It has all these like touchpad note pen things I can't uninstall. Fuck this. And then Google would come along and go, look, we made the Pixel. It's stock Android. Here it is. Simple, cheap, works great. And people rejoiced. They went, this is the best. This is what we want. This is what a big market wants. And they had all these other things that were coming in to try to look competitive or better or this and that. And they would bring in services that made sense, like Google Docs. Hey, fuck giving Microsoft Word a shitload of money just for some text processing. Google Docs is free. It's on the cloud. Here you go. Wow, that's a great fucking idea, Google. Thank you. But where are they now? What are they doing now that people really want the Google version of? Nothing. I really can't think of anything.
Literally nothing.
People like the Pixel, right?
I don't have a Pixel anymore. I used to be Pixel, and then I switched to the newest Samsung because they're just way better now.
Yeah, I have the
They're
new
way
Samsung.
better in every way.
I have a Pixel, but not for Google. I literally buy Pixels to remove all Google. I use it because of Graphene OS. Because it's the only phone.
Yeah,
that
but
they're
but yes, but Google is
Literally.
still making the thing that you're buying. So
Yeah, but
again,
think about the common consumer. You know, when do they pick Pixel over the new Samsung S23 or 24 or whatever, which is just not only better in every way, but has far more options for price point and what you get out of it. Whereas Pixel's like, here's the phone, the shit version, and then here's the really large, expensive version that's worse than the other flagships. Like, who wants that? Nobody.
Yeah, there's that. It is simply not. Apple really did the smart thing where they normie maxed their product. You know, I still remember 20 years ago, even every single commercial had the same tagline. It just works, and that's true. I witnessed it setting the thing up for my wife. You open it and the fucking thing just works. It doesn't get in my way at all. And like I said, pound for pound, it is also the most secure OS.
What have you done with my Kaya?
Well, hang on, Jackson.
He's dead.
What Kaya's going to do is eventually, Kaya's going to buy that $1,000 monitor stand and go, it's really ergonomic and it fits my needs perfectly.
The wheels.
Yeah.
I miss Kaya. He used to be.
Don't worry, I still have my Linux laptop that drives me up a fucking wall. I'm just saying.
Is that the ghost of Kaya right here, right now? He's still alive in there somewhere.
Kaya always loves choosing the harder route, even if it pisses him off. That's the Kaya I know.
Well, he loves getting pissed off. He loves it. Thrives off it.
It is. I don't know. I have to say, pissing off law enforcement is amazing, like advertising for somebody like me. I just this past week, I read a headline saying that the police are panicking because iPhones are rebooting. And I was like, oh, this is good.
Wait a second.
Let's see what the fuck this is about.
Do you like the police or do you hate them? I don't remember anymore.
I don't like that they confiscate people's phones and then break into them.
What if they're criminals?
Well, it depends on what the crime is, doesn't it?
I want you to make
There's a big difference between like, hey...
I want you to make an overarching claim.
Between, hey, we're busting a pedophile ring versus, hey, this guy posted an offensive meme in Europe.
That's what it is. Yeah, I remember now.
All right. Okay. So the news, by the way, was so what they do is they take your iPhone and they put it basically in a Faraday cage. But iPhone finally implemented something that Graphene OS has had for like half a decade, which is if you don't unlock the phone for a while, it reboots. Which means that basically all of the running processes and shits, they get turned off and rebooted. And they don't have the encryption key, so they can't break into it as easily after a fresh reboot. So they've been losing their minds. Because it started with iOS 18, I think. But it's that little stuff, you know. Google Pixel doesn't have that. Much to the dismay of the Graphene OS developers, by the way, who individually have a meltdown every week because I see their tweets and it's always something like, hey, so there was a bug in Android and we fixed it and we submitted it to Google and they banned us. It's always the most ludicrous fucking shit. Where like they have a good idea, like, hey, by the way, so we set it so, I don't know, when your phone is locked, the USB ports can only be used for charging, no data transfer. Okay, good idea. Yeah, Google rejected it. Oh, okay. Apple implemented it. Okay, cool. Well, you know, I might lean towards Apple in that case for future devices. I don't know.
We live in a wacky time, man. I swear to God. Soon Jackson's going to say he hates Star Wars and Lego.
I've been saying that for 10 years.
No, one day he will. One day.
You love Lego.
One day he will.
Yeah, Lego's cool. Lego's fine.
Yeah.
Over expensive, but hey, it just works.
True. The Lego brick system. Everything fits. Everything fits with each other.
Apart from when I pinch my fingers in between, that hurts. That sucks. They should
Or
prevent
step
that
on them
somehow.
barefoot.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you like a monkey smash them together?
Yeah, I get really excited when I'm nearing the end. Do you guys want to talk about the redesign of the Jaguar logo? Because, my God, it's that thing
let
again.
me take a peeky. Let me take a peeky.
Oh, have you not seen it?
You haven't seen this?
No,
have you
I
seen the
haven't.
commercial?
I've been gone for a whole
Oh my
week. Keep in
goodness.
mind.
Chat, put the commercial in the chat, please, somebody.
Yeah, let me watch that.
Andrew has to see the avant-garde ugly. The ugliness.
I'm going.
Here, I'll put it.
I'm waiting for
Andrew, just look in chat for the Jaguar logo, the old and new. They changed the emblem too.
The old logo is so cool. It's a literal fucking leaping Jaguar, obviously.
Is this
so fucking cool.
is this group of multicolored Teletubbies in a yellow elevator the commercial?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the ugly Star Trek characters are the new
Oh.
Jaguar audience, I guess.
This makes me want to buy in a car that's way too expensive, all right.
Yeah.
I love it because they changed the what did I call
Delete
it? The badge?
ordinary.
The emblem on the front front too, which used to be the Jaguar text along with the Jaguar head looking at you and like snarling or growling. It looks like the Thundercats
So
mobile or something. Looks cool.
For audio listeners, they put out a commercial. I just watched it. It's a bunch of people who I can only describe as dressed like Teletubbies coming out of an elevator and just like looking at the camera and being weird and avant-garde. And the text says all the generic,
all the typical
fucking
stuff. All the
artsy
ordinary
shit.
things at this point, like delete ordinary, like wow. Break molds,
create,
wow. You've
create
never seen
exuberant,
that.
copy nothing. Like all these phrases that just say literally nothing worthwhile. Let me
Generic.
tell you, if this was for clothing, like a weird fashion line, an out there high fashion line, I'd be like, okay, yeah, effective commercial. Nothing about this at all makes me want to buy a car or think it's for a car.
Well, counterpoint. And just, I fucking hate this, but playing devil's advocate, we are talking about it. Isn't that the goal
I'm buying
of
a Jaguar right now. Fair.
advertising? No,
Totally fair.
I don't even think the goal of advertising is
No.
necessarily to buy things. It's always just to talk about things so that eventually someone will buy it. Who hears about it.
I did read a
but
thing.
I'm not. I don't know.
I
I'm
did
not a
read a thing
believer
a
in
long
even
while
bad
ago.
PR is good PR.
I read a thing a long while ago. This was a long time ago, so who knows what it's true. But it was expensive commercials are typically not designed to sell you the product. They're more designed to hype up people who own it. So, like, that's why a lot of car commercials for expensive commercials are about, like, look how fast you can drive and look how cool you are. Because, like, people can't afford that are watching commercials. It's more so the people who have that, they want to keep them as customers, be like, you made a right purchase. You made
Build
the
the
right
status.
choice. Yeah, the status, the showing everyone else you're better kind of thing.
Okay, so I have a Jaguar, let's say hypothetically, and
Yeah.
now I see the commercial and I go, I'm not a gay Teletubby. Do I sell my car? What do I do?
Well, you don't need to. It's still a car that works. You don't have to think
Oh,
that
man.
hard.
No, okay, so I just found
But
an
I'm not
article
going to buy
here.
a
This
new
was,
one.
This was the worst choice. I just found an article here. Elon Musk asks if Jaguar still sells cars after their new commercial.
I'm looking at his reply right now. It's right under the Jaguar's original tweets with the commercial. He says, "Do you sell cars?" ? And Jaguar says, "Yes, we'd love to show you. Join us for a cuppa in Miami." Oh, that is so sad.
That's
That's
really
pathetic.
fucking
Making fun
pathetic.
of you.
That's pathetic. Please notice us, billionaire. Please hang out with us.
When that guy gets a one up on you, you've done something wrong. If Elon Musk comes out ahead in your discussion, then you're just fucking losing, like utterly losing.
Yeah.
What the actual hell is this? And Jaguar says, the future.
Ugh.
Somebody else says, where's the car? And Jaguar says, the story is unfolding. Stay tuned.
Wait, I got one. Someone says, where are the cars in this ad? Is this for fashion? And Jaguar replies, think of this as a declaration of intent.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
We're thinking about making a car sometime in the future.
If Jaguar announced a fashion line to go along with their concept cars, this would be okay. This commercial of weirdos just looking at the camera would work just fine, but the problem is they're using it to sell cars. It's so stupid.
I love this one. They were having fun with the other comments, clearly trying to be mysterious and stuff, but then they had to let the brand PR team take over or whatever. So someone said they are also unhappy. It's painful to watch, and then the Jaguar team replies, "Hello, thanks for the feedback. We'll be sure to pass it on to the team. Best wishes." So yeah, that's, I guess, the other guy got fired.
Gave up and started replying that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, man. I'm reading these replies, man. They're embarrassing.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever watched. Who can I speak to about a refund? Jaguar says, hello, thanks for the feedback. We'll be sure to pass it on to the team.
Man,
this one.
Everyone is getting a one-up. People that shouldn't. Andrew Tate replied to them. I know, and he said, this is gay bullshit. I have 76 cars. I do not own a Jag and never will. And people are loving it. They're like, you get them. Like, people who shouldn't get a win over you are getting wins over you, Jaguar. That's embarrassing.
As if he didn't own a Jag. Jags have historically been a pretty cool car.
God.
Until now.
Yeah, until now. But it's not like he's claiming, I never owned a Jaguar or whatever. As if. You owned 76 cars and not one of them was a Jaguar ever.
No.
Also doubt that he owns 76 cars. Someone says,
pathetic.
Edgy, will it sell cars? And then Jaguar replies, consider this the first brushstroke. What does this mean?
Targeting ratio.
My last one. Yeah, these are getting like 26 likes. So someone says, what is this? Grace, space, pace? That's what you were supposed to be about. This ethos is timeless. You can progress and still maintain it. And then Jaguar replies, these are our strike-throughs, deliberate, graphical, and linear. What does any of this mean? What is it?
Nothing. Listen to this one. Again, another comment from Paul saying, what in the actual world is this? Are you a car company or not? Jaguar says, an invitation, the future, a glimpse of what's next, the next chapter, in focus. So is this company just like exclusively pandering to Jaden Smith, I guess? Like, if mirrors are real,
they put a mirror in the car so you could see you're not real.
You know, the people making these ads are so insufferable too. Like the biggest fart-smelling, pretentious assholes ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. And they probably got paid like $20 million or something to produce this ad or make it. More than that, probably like hundreds of millions.
Fuck me.
And it just damages the brand.
It says copy nothing, and then their new logo is just the most
generic,
typical,
flat,
minimalist,
generic,
flat logo. Their commercial is generic. Hey, modern art's and ugly and gay. Wow, no one's done that before in the past 8 fucking years.
And that's the other funny thing too. This is not their demographic in the slightest. Like there's old luxury cars and new luxury cars. Like kids and teens are like, whoa, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, that's so cool. But Jaguar, Rolls-Royce, brands like that, those are for like older, wealthier people who are like, oh, I want comfort and class. And
that's
style.
Why they're trying to recapture market space, I guess, by trying to appeal to a new audience. But like they massively overshot, let's say.
100%.
Like they're a car company. They should have come up with a cool car concept and sold that instead of whatever the fuck this is. And immediately, like the logo design, it's just like you said, it's the typical flat, boring, soulless, empty fucking design that we've seen a million times by now, where they redesign a logo to take away all the detail or anything interesting about it.
More so than the logo, their emblem on the car. Have you seen the screenshot I posted above? Where the logo used to be this cool. Look at the pins real quick. It's pinned. And their old emblem used to be the face of the Jaguar, like growling at the viewer. And their new logo is just a monogram, 2 J's, and it is so lame looking.
Oh my god, that is so lame.
I'm trying to find it. Fucking.
Look at the pins, Grandpa.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's a really sad J with an upside down J for the fucking emblem when it used to be that cool Jaguar face. Oh my god.
And why? There isn't even 2 J's in Jaguar.
There's not.
That's
maybe
true.
I'm not
So
Teletubby
apparently,
enough to understand it.
Apparently the name of that Jaguar is Leaper.
Yeah, Leaper.
And someone
the logo,
said
he's leaping.
Yeah, someone said this is so bad, the classic logo is better, and Jaguar responded, our Leaper hasn't gone anywhere, though it has changed direction. No, he's gone. He's not on the emblem or the logo anymore. What do you mean?
Yeah. Oh, they're wumpusing him. Yeah, Leaper's still around in the closet someplace. He tripped over a wire. Oh no.
No, they're gonna bring
sprinkles.
They're gonna bring Leaper out. It's a fucking dude in a fursuit now, guaranteed.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Jaguar. Oh.
He's wearing a diaper. He's changed directions.
Oh. Well, if you are the type of person who wants to buy a car based on some space aliens getting out of an elevator and posing, this is the car for you.
Yeah, there you go. Cool car.
Yep. Thanks, Jaguar. I'll
really
buy
appreciate
now.
it.
Thank you, Jaguar. Very cool.
Yeah, Jaguars used to be so cool. They used to be one of my favorite cars. It's sad. Car brands. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for joining us. Patreon.com/theofficialpodcast if you want early access and ad-free versions of all of our shows. That's this show, The Official Podcast, Red Thread, Criminally Stupid, and Real Boys, and more to come in the future. And we've also got, hopefully it's up by now. Actually, we're probably going to put it up at the end of the month. We've been talking about it for a while now, but we have a website coming called official.men. It's just been a bit slow because we're trying to get merch aligned with it. So hopefully by the end of the month, we'll let you all know when it comes out, but keep checking official.men, new website where you can also get the Patreon benefits, but on a different website, basically. And also a quick mention that we've got YouTube membership now, so you can get early access to the videos on YouTube. Usually about a day or two early, as well as like badges for your username, things like that if you're interested at all in that. And also new show called Real Boys is out with myself and a friend named Connor. We review movies. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. We just reviewed Venom, the new Venom movie, and we have more stuff coming out soon. So go check that out. Thank you very much.
We're also now psychically projecting the show into your brain. If you close your eyes and think about the show, you'll see it. You'll see images of us. You'll hear us talking. It'll be whatever you want it to be. You're welcome.
We should do our own like Jaguar ad, but for the official podcast.
Oh yeah, where we just stand around and vogue and say nothing about the show.
Like a leotard.
Yeah.
We'll be in a supermarket showing off food for 20 minutes, and people will be like, "Well, is it a grocery commercial?" And we'll be like, "No, it's a podcast. What are you, stupid?"
I can continue wearing my girlfriend's panties and bra as well in it. That'd be great. Sweet.
Oh, perfect.
I'll write some slogans. I'll write some slogans like transcend humanity. Oh, make more with less. Become equiescent, like shit that you can put in text on the screen and look really cool. You know,
the empty, like believe in yourself.
Yes.
Do
yes
the work.
There is no us, only. Work. There is no us, only all of us. Shit like that, you know.
Shampoo and condition.
Yeah, rinse, lather, rinse, repeat, but don't repeat.
Yeah. All right. Some blue sky.
Thanks, Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.